Before we begin, I have just one request. Put on your headphones, turn off the lights, and let the world outside fade away. Because some stories aren't just meant to be heard, they're meant to be felt. Every whisper, every breath, every sound behind you might not be just in the story. So, are you ready? Let's begin. The Red Room Tape. It arrived in the mail on a Tuesday. No return address, no postmark, just a small padded envelope with his name, Simon Keller, scribbled in shaky handwriting. Inside was a mini-DV tape and a note that read, "You said you'd record anything." Simon frowned. He hadn't worked with a mini-DV in over a decade. A freelance documentarian, he spent most of his time digitizing old home movies for clients or chasing urban legends on YouTube. Haunted VHS videos, creepy crawlies, conspiracy documentaries. If it paid, he filmed it. But this was different. The tape was unmarked except for 3 words scrawled in red ink across the label: The Red Room. Curiosity outweighed caution. Simon dusted off his old camcorder and slipped the tape inside. It clicked, whirred, and played. The footage was grainy, low light. The room on screen was painted entirely red: walls, ceiling, floor, even the door. The camera was set in a static position, facing a single metal chair in the center of the room. No windows, no exit visible, and no sound. For the first 5 minutes, nothing happened. Then the light in the room flickered, and someone entered. A man. Late 30s, maybe. Thin. Pale. Dressed in a hospital gown, he walked in stiffly, like he didn't quite know how his limbs worked. His face twitched. He sat down in the chair and stared directly into the lens, and kept staring for 10 full minutes. Not blinking, not breathing, just staring. Simon shifted uncomfortably in his seat. At the 11-minute mark, the man suddenly leaned forward and whispered something. Too quiet to hear. Simon rewound, turned the volume up, played it again. The whisper was raspy, broken, but clear. "They're watching us now." Simon blinked, and the screen cut to black. The tape had 42 minutes of footage left, but it was just static. Simon fast-forwarded all the way through. Nothing. Still, the whisper echoed in his head. "They're watching us now." Who? Was it a prank? Some kind of experimental art piece? He shrugged it off, but that night he dreamed of the man in the chair. Same twitch, same whisper. Only this time Simon was in the red room, watching from behind the camera, and the man was smiling. The next morning, his phone's wallpaper had changed. It was a still frame from the tape. The red room, empty. No one had access to his phone. His hands trembled as he checked the footage again, but this time the tape had changed. At the 42-minute mark, where the static began, it was now more footage. The man was gone. But something else had taken his place. A shape, crawling along the floor, thin, too thin. Long arms, no face, no sound, and the whisper again. Not from the tape, from behind Simon. "They're watching us now." Simon spun around. Nothing. He unplugged the camcorder, took the tape out, threw it in a drawer, but the whisper didn't stop. Everywhere he went, behind walls, in vents, even in the static of his old TV, the same words: "They're watching us now." Desperate, he contacted his friend Chris, a video forensics analyst. They met in Simon's cluttered studio, walls lined with shelves of ancient tapes, dusty equipment, and film posters. Simon played the tape. Chris was silent for a long time. Then he paused it and pointed. Right there, in the corner. Simon leaned in. A shape, barely visible in the shadows of the red room. "It's in every frame," Chris whispered. "It's watching him." They enhanced the footage, brightened the shadows, and what emerged was not human, a twisted thing with long, jointed limbs, skin like stretched leather. No mouth, just a void where a face should be. It was watching the man in the chair, and now it was watching them. Chris left an hour later, said he didn't feel well. That night, Simon tried to sleep with the lights on. He unplugged everything, covered his mirrors. He wanted silence, but silence didn't help, because the whispers came from inside his mind now, not words, just pressure, like something pushing through from another place, another reality, a red reality. He dreamed again. The red room. This time he was sitting in the chair. The camera pointed at him, and in the reflection of its lens, something moved behind him. Chris didn't answer his phone the next day. Simon drove to his apartment. The door was open. Inside, the TV was playing static. His laptop displayed one line over and over: "The Red Room knows." And Chris was gone. No blood, no struggle, just gone. Simon knew what he had to do. He needed to destroy the tape. He pulled it from the drawer only to find it wasn't the same tape. It was now a DVD. Same label, The Red Room. No one had burned it. The disc was pristine. He crushed it, set it on fire, deleted every copy on his hard drives. He moved to a motel, paranoid, sleepless, jumping at shadows. But the dreams didn't stop, and neither did the changes. He started seeing flashes of red in mirrors, in puddles, in his own eyes. He'd blink, and suddenly the world would feel warmer, closer, smaller. As if the Red Room wasn't just a place on tape, it was a place inside him, waiting, watching. He recorded himself sleeping. On the third night, the camera picked up a figure standing at the foot of his bed, thin, faceless, twitching. And when it leaned forward, it whispered, "It's your turn." Simon woke up screaming. He tried to check into a psychiatric facility. They found his story delusional until the power cut during his intake. And every screen in the ward displayed the same thing: a red room, a metal chair, and Simon already sitting in it. He's gone now, vanished 3 weeks ago. Police found no signs of struggle in the motel, but a package arrived in his sister's mailbox yesterday. No return address. Inside, a USB drive labeled simply "The Red Room" and a note: "You said you'd record anything."